What's cracking, guys? Bruce Mattson here, your host show, Metric Scout Fantasy Football. Todd McShay dropped another mock draft on us. It's post-combine mock, and we're going over it today. As you know from previous videos, we've just been going over some mock drafts, going over the landing spots of some of these rookies to see how that could look like for our Dynasty teams, our rookie drafts in the future. Of course, this isn't real. It's not going to be real until the real draft happens, but this is just an exercise we're going to do. Just look at the landing spots, react, talk about how it could look, and then go from there. But with that being said, let's look at Todd McShay's mock draft. Here we are on Todd McShay's first round mock draft. He's got some trades going on, and this posted today around 3 p.m., so not too long ago. It's like 11:30 Eastern time. So let's see who he's got going to where. Again, defense heavy, offensive line heavy. This is where the money's made in this draft, and we're just looking at the skill players for our Dynasty teams, and we're looking at them going forward. And boom! Number 7, the Giants. Giants, at 7, draft Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. First wide receiver off the board. And this is an interesting fit considering they drafted Kadarius Toney last year. This could help Daniel Jones or the next quarterback coming up. They really need to add pass catchers to the team. Wilson's talent is good enough to become a wide receiver 1 in almost every scenario. Is this the best scenario for him? No. Is it the best scenario for any wide receiver in the draft? No. Can he get things done for fantasy? Yes, he could. The thing about this is, if this happened, if this was real life, I would imagine people would fade him a little bit in rookie drafts, and we would be able to catch him at a value, which I'd be jumping on all day, every day. I'm always about drafting talent over situation. Moving on to the next one, and at 8, the Falcons draft Drake London. This is a reaction off of the Calvin Ridley news that we had the other day. Him paired with Kyle Pitts would be very interesting. The quarterback play on the long term would be very interesting, but I think Drake London and Kyle Pitts would be an amazing 1-2 punch. I think if London went to the Falcons, I don't think it would hurt his dynasty value, his rookie draft value at all. If anything, it could give it a bump up, especially if he's paired with Matt Ryan early in his career. And it looks like when you look at that depth chart, he would get an easy pathway to targets and snaps. Moving on down in this draft here. Again, a lot of defense heavy. And we haven't had a player for a bit. And Kenny Pickett to the Saints. Saints is very interesting considering their cap situation. They've been working to get under that. Michael Thomas is there. Of course, they're probably going to add other pass catchers there. You also got Alvin Kamara at running back who could help you out. This team is a little wishy-washy in some parts, but considering that you don't have any studs to compete with at the quarterback position, you're going into a situation where the team needs a new quarterback, a new guy to sling the rock. This could be a good spot for Kenny Pickett. It also could be very dicey as well, considering this franchise is transitioning. Moving on down here, at 19, Chris Allave to the Eagles. He just feels like an Eagle in general. Him paired with Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert and company, Jalen Hurts. This could be very interesting, especially if they open the playbook up a little bit. He's a good route runner, a good technician. I imagine he would be still fairly cheap in rookie drafts, considering he's sharing the field with Devonta Smith and Dallas Goedert. I imagine there would be controversy of how the targets would be divvied up. That would be blowing people's minds throughout the offseason. But one thing to note, still first-round wide receiver, still expect to get snaps early in his career, will get opportunities to succeed. Can Jalen Hurts connect with him and Devonta Smith? Can this team take a step forward? Can Chris Allave become the alpha of the offense? That's something we would have to see would happen, but I don't think this is a horrible spot. I imagine you'd be able to get him at a decent value in rookie drafts still. Malik Willis to the Steelers at 20. This is a good spot for him here because there's weapons for him to throw the ball to. And he's going to need weapons to throw the ball to because he is a little bit of rough around the edges. I mean, all these quarterbacks in some part of their game is rough around the edges. Malik Willis, though, paired with Deontay Johnson, paired with Chase Claypool, paired with Najee Harris, Pat Freiermuth. Young weapons around him that has talent. This could be very interesting to see how he develops going forward. I could see him either getting jacked up to the moon, being the QB1 in fantasy, or just busting on his face. Who knows? But the upside's there. He's the Konami code, and he can also sling the rock downfield. The weapons at his disposal is only going to fuel him for fantasy. Moving down here, we're almost done with this draft. Bam, Treylon Burks to the Raiders. And there's a lot to say about this pick. First off, Ruggs out forever. He's gone. They need to get another wide receiver. They need to get some speed. Brian Edwards has not been hitting. They need to get a big body in there to help make those plays, those jump balls. If Edwards starts to hit and Burks is hitting at the same time, that could be massive. Hunter Renfro's there. Darren Waller, solid tight end spot. Injuries are setting in. He's also starting to get a little older. This could be a good spot for Treylon Burks. I don't see a bad landing spot really anywhere for Burks. I think he's a good wide receiver. I think he's got some good things in his profile. His athleticism could really help this offense out. Give Derek Carr another weapon to throw the ball to. Also, I want to note that I feel like even with him going to the Raiders, I think it will still have some decent value in rookie drafts. I don't see him falling. I think Breece Hall is still going to be the 101, but I think when you come to the top wide receivers, he's still going to be in the mix in rookie drafts. He may not be the top wide receiver off the board because there's going to be some skepticism of how the targets are going to be divvied up early in his career, but I think Treylon Burks has enough talent to be successful with the Raiders, and I feel like Dynasty gamers will figure that out, and it will still hold some of his value, but he may be at a little bit of a discount in some drafts. Just depends on what flavor of wide receiver your league wants to go with first off the board. Moving on down here, and we might be done. Jamison Williams to the Bills. I feel like this is a great landing spot here. Him and Josh Allen could be a great pair, considering Josh Allen loves to sling the rock downfield. Stephon Diggs, not getting any younger, but he's a tremendous technician. Again, this is a good spot. I like this. I feel like Jamison Williams could help the team, make the team more explosive. I've noticed Bills were mocked a wide receiver in one of the other mock drafts, and we had some Bills fans chimed in saying that they needed other positions, which is probably so. Wide receiver is usually a luxury pick, but again, you got a guy here with 4.3 speed that can help you out from a fantasy football standpoint. This could be a match made in heaven. He could be a wide receiver 1 pretty soon in his career, especially once the ACL starts getting better, once he starts getting the yards after the catch, getting those deep balls. I think Jamison Williams is in a good spot in Buffalo for fantasy. Moving on down here, and things are looking bleak. Jahan Dotson to the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is back, baby, and he needs wide receivers. He needs them. That's probably was in the negotiation process. You need to get me some talent in here. You need to get me Devontae Adams back. You need the team stacked with talent for me to sling the rock to. First thing they're going to be getting is him some more wide receivers. Jahan Dotson here, first round. That could get him a decent slot receiver that he can also use on the outside a little bit. Kind of a nuanced player. Has very strong hands. Great at the catch point. Has some speed. And would be a good fit with his team. Probably would transition well from a fantasy football perspective. He's going to be a value. Devontae Adams is going to own a large percentage of the target share. And as long as he's on the field, he's going to be numero uno. However, Jahan Dotson can be productive as the Robin to Devontae Adams' Batman, and I could see this being a good spot for him to give you wide receiver 2-ish results in this offense. Moving down, looks like we got a trade or something going on, and the Falcons selecting Matt Corral at 29. Matt Corral will get the opportunity to throw the ball to Kyle Pitts, one of the top young tight ends in the league, a good athletic prospect. Also, earlier in this mock draft, they drafted Drake London. So Matt Corral will have good receivers to throw the ball to, good young assets. Also be learning behind Matt Ryan. So that could allow him to develop his skill set some more. I believe this would jumpstart or give him a little boost in his rookie draft portfolio. I imagine his value would definitely jump up a little bit in Superflex considering the pieces they got on this offense. Moving down the board here. And that is it. Looking through this draft, these are the players that are coming off the board for our rookie drafts in the first round. Not too crazy. Some of these wide receivers are going to different spots. They could fall a little farther or get selected by other teams, but not too crazy of a draft. Quarterbacks took a hit considering the Washington Commanders got Wentz today, which is another topic in its own right, but it happened. However, Willis to the Steelers is an interesting one. Corral to the Falcons are pretty interesting. Pickett to the Saints. That's a scenario that we've seen in some mock drafts before. Let me know what you think about these landing spots. Who would you be drafting as the 101? Not knowing what the other players are going, who would be your 101 from what we saw in this draft? If you're drafting some of these rookies, let me know who's your favorite spot or whatever. But this is what I got for you today. I want to thank you for watching the show, sticking with me. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Every subscription matters. Fuels me to keep putting out this content. Fuels me to keep helping you with your rookie drafts and dynasty teams and everything else. Again, I want to thank you, and I'll catch you next time.